hope you all have a good day. This is the last major heading we have to discuss under the chapter Federalism. Now, we know that initially in India, there were only two tiers of government like other federal governments, the center and the state government. And then through constitutional amendments, there came another third level of government, that is the local level. So, there must have been some reason for considering the local government. To be this important, the entire change was made in the constitution and it became a part of another level of government in India. So, we will try to understand few reasons related to why we need a third tier of government. India is a vast country, so there are many states in India which are as large as many other independent countries. If you talk about some independent countries of Europe, Indian states are larger than those independent countries. For example, in terms of population, Uttar Pradesh is bigger than Russia and Maharashtra as big as Germany. And the second reason is internally, these Indian states are very diverse. This diversity exists almost all states of India and it cannot be denied. So, we have to make our policy and other rules accordingly. So, therefore, it was witnessed that the previous two tiers of government we had was not adequate and therefore a need was felt that there should power sharing within the states. So this idea gave to rise of another tier of government which should be below the state government, and this became the reason for decentralization of power and further led to the creation of third tier of government or local self government. So what is decentralization of power? When you have all the power within the center, you will have centralization. When you have powers taken away from them, you will have decentralization. So, decentralization is when the power is taken away from the center and the state governments and given to local government. Here, power is taken away doesn't mean every power, but the required power which is important for the local government. Then, this is known as decentralization. Now, the basic idea for decentralization was there exist large number of problems and issues in India which can be settled at local level. For example, garbage collection, sewage system, etc. It is also because the local people understand their problem in a better manner than the people who are all living in the town and the cities. So, if it's about finance, resource or anything, the local people can contribute more important and effective decisions can be taken at the local level. And people also can participate in the decision making at the local level. As they participate in decision making, it also increased the democratic participation. So, it was understood that the local government is the best way to realize one important principle of democracy, which is local self government. So, we have to understand how this need for decentralization came in initially. The constitution recognized that there is a need for decentralization. They were setting up system in the village, but in effective term very little used to happen. It was not as effective because it was just recognized in the constitution. So, a major steps was taken towards decentralization in the year 1992 when constitution was amended to make third tier of democracy more powerful and effective. Some of the amendments are seats are reserved for many backward classes, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and other OBCs, and at least one third of the all positions are reserved for women in the local self government. It is constitutionally mandatory to hold regular election in the local bodies. The State Election Commission should conduct panchayat and municipal election. The state government are required to share some powers and revenues with these local bodies, but the nature of sharing varies from state to state. We call rural local government as Panchayat Raj. In different states, we have different villages or group of villages. So, these group of villages come together and form an unit called the Gram Panchayat. Now, Grama Panchayat is basically a council which consisting of several ward members who are all called as Panch, and then these will be the president of this panchayat, who we as called as sarpanch. Once again, now grama panchayat is basically a council which consisting of several ward members who are all called as panch, and then there will be a president of this panchayat who we, who we call as sarpanch. Grama Panchayat is directly elected by all the adults population of that ward or villages. Gram Panchayat is the decision making body for the entire village at its works under the overall supervision of another body which we called as Gram Sabha. Now, Grama Sabha are the voters of the village. Now, this Grama Sabha meet at least twice or thrice in a year to approval the annual budget of Gram Panchayat and also to review the performance of Gram Panchayat. So, this kind of system not only at village level but also adapted in district level. In district level, few Gram Panchayat come together and form an unit called Panchayat Samit or block or mandal. Now, the member of these summits are elected all Panchayat member present in that area. When all the Panchayat Samit in the district come together to form Zilla Parishad or District Parishad, and the political head of the Zilla Parishad is Jilla Chairperson. Most of the members of this Parishad are elected, and it also has few members like Lok Sabha members of the district or MLAs of the district and also other officials of other district level bodies. Moving on to study about the local level bodies existing at the urban level or in the urban areas. So here you have municipalities and set up in the towns and municipal corporation which are set up in big cities. Here the political head of the municipality is the municipal chairperson and the head of the municipal corporation is mayor, and these bodies are controlled by the elected bodies of the people representatives. Now let's see the importance of local self-government system. It tells about the huge number of elected representatives. There are now about 36 lakhs elected members in the panchayats and municipalities etc. all over the country. This number is bigger than the population of many countries. It has also got constitutional status which is deepened the democracy in India. It has further led to the increase in women's representation and also voice. And through it has certain importance, it also to face certain difficulties. For instance, the Grama Sabha are not held regularly. Then most of the state governments, they have not even transferred significant powers to the local government which they are supposed to do. And also many of the local government don't even have adequate resources. So it is difficult to manage their function. These are some of the challenges or difficulties faced by local self-government. And in overall view, we still have a long way from realizing the idea of local self-government. Once again, these are some of the challenges or difficulties faced by the local self-government, and in overall view, we still have a long way from realizing the idea of local self-government. Students, this marks the end of the chapter 2 federalism.